Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of the best places to eat at mini vlog series. So last week we talked about the best places to eat at Magic Kingdom. If you would like to see that episode, you can check that out right about here in the I button or linked in the description below. Now today we're going to move on to another theme park, and the one that I consider to be the best theme park out of the 4 in terms of dining. We're going to talk about Epcot. So I do consider Epcot to be #1 in terms of dining by like a mile. I mean, you look at the other 3 theme parks, combine it, and I don't think it even gets close of reaching to what Epcot has in terms of dining. So I've had some amazing dining experiences here at Epcot, and I still haven't tried all the restaurants, some of which I've heard amazing things about. We'll talk about that later. But just like last week, we're going to talk about quick service restaurants and table service restaurants at Epcot. I'm also going to talk about places to get snacks. I'm going to throw that into the quick service section. Now, the first quick service place that I want to talk about is Katsura Grill in the Japan Pavilion. Now, this is one of my favorite quick service places in all of Walt Disney World property. It is absolutely amazing. It's a classic for me. I've been going there for a long time, and the one that I always go for, the entree that I always go for, is the chicken and beef teriyaki. It's consistently amazing. The chicken and beef are simply outstanding. The teriyaki sauce that is on it, amazing. It's always been awesome, and I will always get it. I mean, I think that's like the only thing that I ever order there. I honestly can't remember if I've ever ordered anything else, but it's just consistent. It's absolutely amazing. And if you're looking for an amazing quick service location when you're at Epcot, consider Katsura Grill. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Now, the second place that I wanted to talk about, it's not one of my favorite quick service locations. I haven't been there in a long time, and it's a restaurant that I do overlook all the time. It's Sunshine Seasons in the Land Pavilion. Now, I don't know why I'm not a big fan about it, but I did want to include it in here because the food quality is very high and the ingredients are very fresh. Just like in Garden Grill, trust me, we're going to talk about Garden Grill shortly. But just like in Garden Grill, a lot of the ingredients that they use in their food is actually grown right there in the Land Pavilion, in the greenhouse. So, you know, like I said in the Garden Grill review video that I did not that long ago, when you have fresh ingredients, the food quality goes up and you can tell the difference. So I consider Sunshine Seasons to have very high quality, high class food, and a lot of the ingredients are fresh, and that's always a plus. So next 2 that I wanted to talk about, it's places where you could get snacks around World Showcase, and they're constantly competing with one another to see which one is better. It's Leal's in the France Pavilion and Kringla Bakery in Norway. Now, Leal's here, you're gonna find amazing snacks. I absolutely love this place, especially with the dining plan. Right now, the dining plan isn't available, but when it comes back, I'm confident it is gonna come back. When it comes back, that is one of the best places on Walt Disney World property to use your snack credits, because most of the things, if not all of it, goes into it. It's amazing food. I mean, whenever I go, I always get that lobster bisque and a whole baguette. It's absolutely amazing. The lobster bisque is one of my favorites. It's not like other lobster bisque, which are like creamy. No, this one's like more liquidy. I don't know, it's weird, but it still has that amazing lobster bisque taste. You do taste lobster in there. And the baguette, oh man, that baguette, it's toasty on the outside, super soft on the inside. It's warm because they make it right there. It's absolutely amazing, and I love Leal. And you go over to the Norway Pavilion here in Kringla Bakery, you're gonna have amazing sweets to get. All right, you have the school bread. School bread is one of like my all-time favorite snacks ever. So school bread, it's the super sweet bread, and then in the middle it has like some cream inside, and then on top you have toasted coconut. It's absolutely amazing. You also have the troll horn. You also had that banana sweet that I had. I don't remember the name. It's currently right now not on the menu, but it's absolutely amazing. It blew my mind at how good it was, and it was the first time I ever had it in December, and I'm definitely going to be getting it again if it comes back. Now, I am going to include this off a technicality. You do have to go up to a window and order it, so I am considering it quick service, I guess, but I did want to include it. It definitely deserves to be talked about. It's all the food booths that you could find during the Epcot festivals. Now, whether it's Food and Wine or any of the other 3 festivals, you're going to find amazing food in some of these booths. It's absolutely spectacular. You're going to find some of the best snacks that you're ever going to have. It is a bit on the expensive side, and you will spend a lot of money, but it's definitely worth it. It really is. Now, again, there are some quick service locations that I haven't been to or I haven't been back to in a long time. That's why they're not on the list. The one that I do want to mention right now, that for sure I'm going to try it in December when me and my family go, it's Regal Eagle Smokehouse in the America Pavilion. Now, I am a huge fan of barbecue, and I have had barbecue here in Texas, so I want to see how that's gonna compare. I feel like it's kind of unfair to compare it to like authentic real Texas barbecue, but I want to see how it compares. I have heard good things about it, and I'm super excited about it. All right, barbecue is one of my all-time favorite foods ever, so I'm super excited for it. Now let's move on to the table service section, and here I have quite an extensive list because a lot of the table service restaurants that are at Epcot are absolutely amazing, and I haven't even been to all of them yet. An emphasis on the word yet. So the first place that I did want to talk about is Le Cellier in the Canada Pavilion. Here, if you want to have some of the best steaks you're going to find on Walt Disney World property, you're going to want to head to Le Cellier. That New York strip that I had was absolutely amazing. New York strip is a very tough steak, and if it's not prepared correctly, it could be very hard and chewy. This one was super tender. It was cooked amazingly. It was a perfect medium rare when I got it. Mind-blowingly good. And on top of that, the side that it came with, that potato gratin, was, oh my god, there was like a sweetness to it, so it kind of reminded me of like a sweet potato casserole, but it was just potato and cheese. It was absolutely amazing. But let's start with this. All right, that was one of the best steaks I've ever had in my life, but I regretted getting it. I don't think I've ever said, you know what, this is one of the best things I've ever had in my life, but yet I regret getting it. Why? Because my dad ordered the ribeye, and at the time the ribeye came with a maple butter. Oh my god, man, I still have like dreams about that steak. Again, you know, like there are times where you just gotta listen to my dad because he knows what's going on. That ribeye cooked amazingly. Ribeye is just an absolutely amazing cut of steak, full of flavor, and on top of that you get that maple butter, which adds a little bit of a sweetness to it. Oh my god, man, what I wouldn't do to get that steak again. And what makes Le Cellier good, it's not just the steaks, but it's also the appetizers. All right, me and my family, we got 2 appetizers. The first one, the iconic cheddar cheese soup. That cheddar cheese soup is super popular, especially in the Food and Wine Festival booth. It's absolutely amazing, and I can tell you this, the one in the restaurant is about 1,000,000 times better than the booth. It's spectacular, super strong cheddar taste. Like I can tell you, it's really strong cheese taste, but it's absolutely amazing. Then they throw in that bacon. Oh man, that is one of the best soups that you're gonna find on Walt Disney World property. I could promise you that. But I could tell you this, that wasn't even the best appetizer that we got. The best one that we got was the beef tartare. Now beef tartare, it's raw beef, and at first it did kind of scare me and throw me off a little bit. I'm like, raw beef? We'll see how that goes. But when you try it, oh my god, that beef has an amazing taste. It's mind-blowingly good. And although it might be a little weird to think that you're gonna be eating raw beef at first, trust me, it threw me off as well. It's absolutely amazing. It's far better than the Canadian cheddar cheese soup, and I do recommend it over the soup. Like, it's that good, trust me. Just, I mean, everything about Le Cellier is absolutely amazing. So it is more on the expensive side. It is a signature dining location, and you will be spending a lot more money than at a typical table service restaurant, but it's definitely worth it. All right, yep, it's that time. It's time to start talking about Garden Grill. This isn't even a watch. Garden Grill is like slowly becoming one of my favorite, if not my favorite restaurant on Walt Disney World property. It's just everything about it is absolutely amazing. The food quality is spectacular. I mean, the food is super fresh. It's some of the best food you're gonna have on Walt Disney World property, and then on top of that, you have, in my opinion, the best character interactions of any Disney restaurant. It's absolutely spectacular, and the best part about it is that you get these awesome character interactions and the food quality isn't sacrificed. You know, that does happen a lot in other character dining locations such as Chef Mickey's and Crystal Palace in Magic Kingdom. The food quality is sacrificed a bit because of these character interactions, but Garden Grill, being the legend restaurant that it is, it doesn't do that. In fact, the food quality is higher than a lot of other restaurants on Walt Disney World property. You know, I could go on for like hours as to why Garden Grill is awesome, but just trust me, if you haven't gone to Garden Grill, you need to go. You will not be disappointed. It's absolutely amazing. Now let's make our way back to World Showcase, all the way to the Italy Pavilion, because we're going to talk about Tutto Italia. Now, Tutto Italia is some of the best Italian food that I've ever had in my life. It is absolutely spectacular. Now, last time that I was there, I did get the chicken parmesan, which is the best chicken parmesan I've ever had in my life. It's even better than the one that you could get in Palo on board the Disney cruise. Now, that chicken parmesan in Palo is absolutely famous, and everyone talks wonders about it. I tried it, and I gotta tell you, the one that I had in Tutto Italia, at least of what I remember, was far better. I mean, I don't know what they do with it, but it's just absolutely amazing. And on top of that, it comes with this spaghetti, which is the best spaghetti I've ever had in my life. The second best pasta. First place does go to the lasagna from Paolo though. You know, Tutto Italia is a restaurant that I do see that gets overlooked a lot, but it is absolutely amazing. The food quality is spectacular. The tiramisu is absolutely spectacular. It's one of the best desserts on Walt Disney World property, I can tell you that. Now, me and my family, we haven't been back to Tutto Italia in 2 years, but trust me, we are going to be going back in December, and I'm super excited about it. Now, the next restaurant that I want to talk about, it's another one that I consider to be overlooked constantly because it's actually a really good restaurant. It's Tepanedo in the Japan Pavilion. Here in Tepanedo, it's a hibachi styled restaurant, so you're gonna have the chef preparing the food right in front of you, and those chefs are beyond talented. It is absolutely awesome. So it's like dinner with a show. It's spectacular, and the food quality is actually pretty good. Now, every single time that I go, I always get the Asakusa combination, which is steak and shrimp. Both things are actually really good. The shrimp though, man, they paired it with like a yum yum sauce. Oh man, it is absolutely spectacular. So you get amazing food, you get the show, right, the chef preparing the food right in front of you. It's absolutely awesome. It does get overlooked a lot, and you know what, I might even consider Tepanedo to be, if not in my top 10, maybe close to being in my top 10. It's a really great restaurant. Now, next restaurant that I want to talk about, we're going to head over to the France Pavilion because we're talking about Le Chefs de France. So me and my family, this is another family classic one. We would always go on Christmas Eve. This year we're trying things a little different this time, but it's actually a really great restaurant. Here you're going to find some amazing food. Their lobster bisque is one of the best lobster bisques you're going to have on Walt Disney World property. I might even say it would be in second place, maybe second or third place. First place goes to Yaxman Steakhouse. Now, you know what? That's an explanation for another video. Let's just say it didn't go so well when we went. But Chefs de France is a great restaurant. It has great food, great service. The only problem that I have is that all the tables are like crammed together, so there's not a lot of space to walk. And when you're like being taken to your table, it's just absolute chaos just to get there. That's the only big issue that I have with Chefs de France. But besides that, it's a great restaurant. And now, last but certainly not least, we're heading back to Future World because we're going to be talking about Coral Reef. Now, me and my family, in December, we finally went back to Coral Reef after years and years and years of not going. And I gotta say, it impressed me. I mean, the last time that we went, we didn't have the greatest memories. I mean, the food wasn't bad, it just wasn't up there. And we started going to other restaurants that were far better than Coral Reef. But when we went, we were actually blown away by how good the food was, right? That lobster bisque, that's the one that's competing right now with Chefs de France for either second or third place because that lobster bisque is absolutely amazing. Then you had that seafood boil, which was absolutely spectacular. Everything combined in that Ciopino broth was absolutely amazing. Sadly, it's not there on the menu anymore. I really hope that they bring it back because it's absolutely spectacular. And then you finish off your dining experience with that key lime tart. I needed to talk about the dessert here because when I had that key lime tart, I mean, I died and went to heaven after eating that. It's just out of this world amazing. Like I've said a couple of times, I am a huge fan of key lime pie. I think that it's my favorite pie. It's absolutely spectacular, and this key lime tart was up there on key lime pies that I've had. It was mind-blowingly good. It does have a strong lime taste, which I am an absolute huge fan of. And it had like a mango puree that came on the side, and it was, oh my god, I want it now. So there you have it. Those are the best places to eat at Epcot. Now, there are a lot of restaurants that me and my family haven't gone to yet, which I am very confident that will make it to this list. First one that I want to talk about is Takumi Tei. Now, me and my family, we had plans to go to Takumi Tei. Right now, it's still not open. We're still like hoping and praying that it will open before we go, so that maybe we could find a reservation and go, because the things that I have heard about that restaurant are just simply amazing. And I do really think that it could crack my top 5. And in their omakase tasting menu, you have like sushi that looks absolutely spectacular. And even people that have gone that I've seen that say that they're not the biggest fan of sushi have said that it's spectacular. And then on top of that, their like main entree of that tasting menu is Wagyu. So that's, I mean, come on. Now, another restaurant that I am fairly certain will crack my list of best places to eat here in Epcot is Via Napoli. I've heard that it's the best pizza you can find on Walt Disney World property, or at least up there. So You know, I've heard amazing things about it. I love pizza, so I am super excited to be giving it a try in December. So as you can see, man, Epcot has a lot of amazing, spectacular restaurants. Some of the restaurants that I talked about today crack my top 10 of best table service and of quick service. It's absolutely spectacular. I do recommend giving some of these restaurants a try because you will not be disappointed. So let me know in the comments below what you think about my list and whether or not I missed some of your favorites. I would love to hear from you. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, smash that like button and hit subscribe. I upload a brand new video every Wednesday. Thank you for being part of the Disney family, and see you real soon.